at you with a fairly quick review today, which I guess they're all kind of quick recently, but it is what it is. So I just finished listening to the audiobook for Gwendy's Button Box by Stephen King. This was an electronic audiobook that I found from the library. I picked it up pretty much because I've been in the mood for more of a story, and a lot of the audiobooks that I've been listening to have been like memoirs, because I read Michelle Obama's Becoming, and then I've been still working on trying to get through Where the Past Begins, and I was like, I just want a story. And then when I found that one, which was one I was kind of interested in anyways, and saw that it was only like 2 hours long, I was like, yes, please, I'll just listen to that real fast and we'll get some story. So yeah, that's why I got that. Also, I was reminded that I wanted to read Gwendy's Button Box because I was watching one of Cameron Chaney's videos. It was his like Stephen King collection video, and that one was in it, and I was like, oh yeah, I kind of remember when that came out and I wanted to read it. So I picked it up, and yeah, it was really fun. It was a very interesting story, kind of a what would you do kind of setup, and I really liked it. So what the button box is that Gwendy is gifted this mysterious box from this mysterious man, and it's got these different buttons along the top of the box that represent the different continents, and he doesn't like outright state it to her, but heavily implies that like pushing the buttons will then like destroy the associated continent. It's also got levers on the side, one that gives her silver coins and one that gives her chocolates, and the chocolates kind of have some magical effects that play out throughout the story, and the silver dollars are really expensive and valuable and help in her story and stuff too. And it was just like a really interesting thought experiment. Like, if you were given a box like this, what would you do with it? If you weren't like explicitly told what it did, would you try hitting a button just to see? Or would you trust those kind of instincts that you have that the buttons probably do bad things? And like the box itself throughout the story almost feels like it's got its own personality or consciousness that's kind of driving events too. And it was just really interesting. I really enjoyed it. And as I was looking into things more, because I was curious about the narrator for the audiobook, because I thought she'd read something else I've been listening to recently, I found out that there's at least one more Gwendy book, and that it's supposed to be a trilogy, but the other one was not written by the co-author who wrote this one with, it was only written by the co-author that wrote this one with Stephen King, whose name I've forgotten and did not write down. But I thought that was kind of interesting too, that they would have co-written the first one, and then the second one in the trilogy looks like it's only by the other author. I don't know how that works, but I might pick up that one too, see what other adventures Gwendy gets up to. I will say that, like, short story-wise, it was a good thought experiment and stuff, but even though it was a short story, I did feel like a little bit of the pacing was too fast for me. Gwendy basically grows up throughout the course of the story, and so that she's like an adult by the end of it. I don't know, I was expecting her to stay a kid through the whole thing, and it didn't go that way. And while it's fine that she grew up, and the story definitely still told some interesting things, I was just kind of disappointed in that aspect of it, because it felt like the story just moved too fast, and it would have been interesting to develop it beyond a short story in that sense. Anyways, those are just kind of my general little thoughts about it. I do still recommend it and think it would be a good read and that other people would enjoy it as well. So yeah, if you're interested in Stephen King and want just a quick little read, this might be a good one for you. I tend to like his stuff that's kind of like this. It's kind of more the random ones that you don't really hear as much about, because I definitely remember like seeing this book when it came out, but I've never really heard anything said about it. I also really liked like Sleeping Beauties, that I think I did a review on last year. I liked Desperation a lot, so I read a lot of the Stephen King that's not as popular and really enjoy that, and haven't really gotten into any of the popular ones. I haven't read it. I tried reading Cujo once. I tried reading Christine, like all those kind of popular ones that have been movies and stuff. I've tried them and have not finished any of them, so take of that what you will. But yeah, that's my thoughts on this. If you have thoughts on this story and happen to have read it and want to share them down below, feel free to do so. If you have recommendations of other like Stephen King you think I might like based on what I've just said about my tastes in him, feel free to share them down below. But yeah, that's all I've got for now. This is the Umlaut Harper signing out.